Hi guys, so it's the end of the month. It's time for another update on my character progression. Currently, I'm sitting at around 690k, but if I really push it, I can go to 700k. So I finally broke the big milestone of my power, and probably it's gonna get stuck here for a while. My power progression has been slowing down a lot. So here's my stats resting: 18.7k M attack and 278 M damage. So yeah, that's my character power, and if you want to take a look at my stats, just feel free to pause the video. I won't go too much into detail with my stats now. I'll probably show off my PvE first. So this is the build I use for both PvE and PvP. Once again, I have 4 in Crimson Rock instead of 4 in Arc Lightning because I use Arc Lightning more in PvP. And yeah, having Crimson Rock at level 5 will increase your DPS in PvE by a lot because it's an extra 220% per Crimson Rock. But I'm focusing on PvP more, so the skill that I use more often will be the one that's level 5. For auto settings, generally always this. For PvE against water and fire units, it's like this. If it's PvP, I just add in energy code. So for my costumes, honestly nothing has changed from the last update video. Everything is more or less the same for costumes, at least. I didn't pull for the emoji machine face wear, I think. The one for magic, the sci-fi mouth, yeah. This one's really good, but I didn't pull for it, and I didn't pull for the boring costume. I actually could redeem it, but I decided not to because I'm done with chasing costumes. I redeemed the King's Token from pouring because I should be future-proofing my character instead of aiming for short-term gains, which is costume, because costumes phase out quite fast in this game, honestly. And yeah, so that's my sync. Then can take a look at my divine traits. So apart from my weapon, everything is mostly focused on PvP. All the PvE damage that I've gotten, I've just dismantled, trying my best to get rid of this last one line of PvE damage bonus on my weapon, 160, but I haven't been able to get a good roll on any M attack. I haven't seen a orange, in fact. I've only seen purple. So once I do get orange M attack, this definitely is going away, and yeah, my power is going to drop quite a fair bit because of that, because if I'm not wrong, PvE stat and PvP stat inflates your power quite a lot, but overall my character will be stronger in PvP. For Radiant ornaments, I got pretty lucky with both of them, with both ornaments having 5 red stats and all usable, all very good, and pretty decent rolls on the PvP stat as well. 241 out of 250 if I'm not wrong. Where is it? 250, yeah. Would have preferred PvP damage reduction, but PvP damage bonus is fine. I'm never gonna touch this or reroll this. So the only thing left I have to do for these ornaments is just change the bliss stats to the PvP damage bonus, which is sword shield and level 3. Probably if I get level 2, I will switch it out over rage level 3, because I just value PvP stats more. But yeah, the only thing about having all 4 stats done is that I can only afford to upgrade once a week, even though I'm doing Nightmare, because Nightmare only gives you, let's see, Nightmare gives you 3, 2, 3, 3, 4. So Nightmare gives you exactly 10 a week, and yeah, re-rolling once a week is pretty painful if you're like me and only gonna settle on a red stat. But I guess the good thing about it is every time I get a stat improvement, even if it's orange, I can keep it first. But with it being once a week, I guess for the most part I will be doing one roll and then probably gonna just either I'm gonna do one roll and then roll the rest to look for the bliss for PvP, or I'm going to be stocking up and doing everything one shot. But knowing me and my control with gacha, in this game, I probably will end up doing one roll every week for the final stat on both my accessories. But yeah, overall pretty happy with the result of both my accessories. For refine wise, nothing much has changed. It's just extra +1 on quite a few things actually. My costume I think went up, my backwear went up, and my headwear also went up to 16. These two I'm not touching yet until my armors are done. My armors are both 17 now, and the armor itself is 18. The cloak and the shield and the shoe is still 17. So once these two go up, then I can start focusing my resources, which is the Illunium, into my costumes. For cards wise, honestly, progress has been pretty slow for cards. I still have a 2-star Dark Priest, so I'm not able to use it in PvP yet. I've tried and I've tested it with 2-star Dark Priest. It's just not efficient because it doesn't burn SP fast enough for your opponents to have to not be able to cast anything. Whereas with 3-star, one book eats up their entire SP pool. So if you're fighting a Doram, they can't even use their dash to get away. So 2-star is pretty worthless, but hopefully the Asia Cup I'll be able to redeem 2 Dark Priests, and maybe if I have enough coins, if I do spend on it, then I will redeem 1 Harpy Queen. Alternatively, if you aren't that big of a PvP lover and you are spending on the Asia Cup pass and spending on the coins and everything, I would recommend getting Harpy Queen because that's going to increase your damage in PvE by a lot, and it's the best card in cloak for Warlocks right now. As you can see, and some of you may have seen from my previous stream, I did end up buying a MVP card from World Auction, and yeah, I got it for a pretty good price. And I guess there was like people asking me among my friends like, why Mistress and why not Pharaoh? But Mistress, where is it? So Pharaoh has the same stats with the SP consumption minus 50%. For Mistress, it just changes it to Magic Ores, and this is honestly no use for Warlocks. Base Pharaoh is better than Mistress, but Awakening and leveling it up to 1-star gives you minus fixed CT, which does not affect any of the 3-1 skills at all, because for some reason Warlock doesn't need any fixed cast time and any global cooldown. Whereas when you level up Mistress to 1-star, you get extra bonus 4% M damage, making it 12%. So if you're looking at raw M damage, actually Mistress is better than Pharaoh. But yeah, that's just my reasoning for deciding to get Mistress. I just wanted to see a real MVP card in my account, honestly. Yeah, but because of that I went a little bit over budget, but it's fine. For the most part, everything is the same. I think this wasn't done in the previous video, but I managed to roll both of the master... what's it called? Master skills. Yeah, the master skills on this. And this one I'm still working on it. Okay, I didn't get it. But this one I'm still working on it. After this is done, I'll be moving on to either one of these. And Probably this, because this is more keepable. This one still can be rerolled for four usable lines. Of course, main focus will be ignore MDef, M damage, and PP damage bonus. Any last usable line on this will be okay. I just want to get rid of the range P damage, cause I don't think I'm ever going to P damage class anyways. I'll be looking for skill reset, so I have to aim for Sharp Mind, and I want the Disruption because it basically gives us a stun for every 2 spellbooks, because the cooldown is 13 seconds and you can cast a spellbook every 8 seconds. This is going to help us a lot in locking down targets and making sure that they don't use their crowd control, their movement skill away from us when we're using book, or at least those that don't have Orc hero cards. But honestly, if you ask me, anyone with an Orc hero card isn't going to even take damage from your book anyways. My PvE, I'm using M damage instead of ignore MDef, because I tested out recently, at least in 17F, where the sweet spot I found for my damage in 17F of TOC was 1500 ignore MDef, and currently I'm sitting at 1528 without any of the Nexus in ignore MDef. So I think it was about time for me to change it back to M damage, because I've been getting a lot of ignore MDef from my feathers and statues especially. You can just pause the video if you want to see anything here. So sigils wise, I'm still going between using Soul Mark and using Surging Protection, but basically I'm using this tree as my base and just swapping out the last one. Haven't really been seeing much of the effect. It's a little bit hard to tell, because the people that don't die to a book are like, they don't die anyways, and the soul mark won't affect. But the people that die to my book usually die too fast, so it's very hard to actually tell if this is doing significant damage in PvP. PvE wise, I did see my damage increase by quite a fair bit in TOC at least, but that may also be due to my character just getting stronger over the time, especially with time space feathers. But yeah, this is PvP, this is PvE. So PvE, choice fate is usually only here for TR and TSA, and then I'll swap it out for Impale or Endless Nightmare. I prefer Endless Nightmare for TOC because of the reduced target's defense, and TOC has really high MDef, so I feel like level 3 Endless Nightmare actually gives me more damage than Impale, but I'm not 100% sure if that is really the case. I've also been hearing cases where people say Impale 1 is bugged and the effect doesn't actually increase your damage, but this one is very hard to test as well, because the dummy is not always the best gauge for things. Yeah, so that's it for sigils, and moving on to feathers, where we have the biggest change and update, where I am finally done tier 10 on all 5 of my attack statue, as well as maxing out on all my time space feathers from so much free time space that we get every week. So now I'm just funneling everything into my Divine in Nature. I haven't really started. I only got 1 set to 11, I think. So I only have 1 set on 11, and at the same time I'm working on doing my defense white feathers to tier 11. So I'll be doing defense 1 and then attack 1, because I realized that I am lacking in PvP damage reduction. And going to that point, okay, mount still the same, still using the snail. And my PvP stats, my M attack drops by 2k, but that's also because of the feathers, the lack of the sky, as well as the tier being level 20. But in exchange for that, I get a lot more PvP stat. So my PvP damage reduction is at 8565. This will go up to 89 if I swap it out for Surging Protection over here. Can go up to about 9k, which is honestly fine. Why is my PvP damage feel off. I thought it was at 7.5, but yeah, this is my PvP damage bonus. It's still a little bit low. Ideally, I would like to have 8k because I think a lot of the mid spenders are reaching the 9 to 10k mark already. Maybe not mid spenders hitting 10k, but the high spenders are hitting the 10k mark for PvP damage reduction. So I do feel my damage falling off quite a fair bit in, especially in DD where there's a lot more whales in peerless now. But yeah, feel free to pause the video anytime. And I guess another big thing for my feathers is that I've actually finally finished all the truth on my defense statues. So that means that I am kind of done right now in terms of using my sacred fluff, and I can throw it all into my Secret Libra, which I just started doing. I think previously it was like level 20, I didn't touch it that much. I'm just going to get it leveled up to level 100 whenever I can, with mostly feathers from Helheim and MVP. I think MVP drop feather, and yeah, I'll just get it to level 100 and then I'll probably take a break before rolling for stats. I'm thinking of actually making a set of feathers for PvP, which is Truth. Sorry, not Truth, Order, because I want the P def and the P damage reduction. So this going into my defense statues will make me a lot tankier in PvP because it actually has a stat that can scale with the defense bonus, whereas this doesn't scale at all with any of these bonuses. So I think after I'm done with Secret Libra, then I will swap this out for Order, but for now this is fine. I think eventually I'll get to it and I will test out whether or not Faith in attack or Truth in attack is better, because I had some feedback saying that my int was a little bit too high. It's at 319, so I'm not sure what's the ideal point where you should not focus so much in int, but maybe more in M damage. But this one I will have to test it out in the future, and I will let you guys know on whether or not it's worth to swap your Faith into Truth. Statue wise, same old. I'm running low on the Daylord Chisel, so I've been buying everything from the statue shop every week and getting them from wherever I can, especially the hammers, because I feel like I'm gonna run out. But yeah, progress has been slowing down a lot because the material requirement is just getting pretty insane, 10 per level. And also the 3 new statues, I can open one if I go to the Nyamberry shop, because I have 9 in my inventory. But I think there's no rush for me. I'll just let the whales get stronger and I'll just take my time with this, because the statues, I realize, get really expensive if you spend for statues. Actually more expensive than feathers, I feel. Overall medals, nothing has changed too much, just leveling up here and there. Is this PvP? No, this is PvE. Pets. So in the previous video, I think this was 3 and this was 5, and I had a bunch of LE scrolls which I burned through, and now I'm left with 22. So I got really lucky. I think I put about 6 or 7 pets in. No, I put about 7 or 8 pets in about 600 scrolls, and this is 3 away from tier 8, which is really beautiful. But sadly, my burp is still a little burp because I had to hold myself back from buying more tickets to get this to tier up, because I'll be very annoyed if I kept pulling Nemesis. But yeah, overall that Genesis can go to tier 8 in at least 2 Sky Cities, because their floor 30 is cheap and I can redeem one from here. But if there are other events where I can get pets from, I might consider pulling for the pet to make it faster a bit. But yeah, once this is tier 8, I'm probably gonna aim to get this to tier 8. Honestly, tier 10 Genesis, you gain a lot from the effect, but I think you gain 10% P attack. Yeah, you gain 10% P attack and 10% P damage and M damage. And overall, it's just a lot better in PvE, but aesthetics. Other than that, I don't think I'll be buying any more LE pet scrolls, because LE pets are really really expensive. So overall, I guess Monopoly has been good to me and given me quite a lot of progress in terms of my white feathers. And yeah, so overall, I guess it took me about 400 days ish to get to 700k CP. And here's my rebate, 388. It shot up quite a fair bit because of the Mistress card, and I'm not very proud of that, but yeah, especially with all the new passes coming out, like this exploration pass. Even honestly, I wasn't expecting this to come out at all, but having 100 white feathers for 15 USD, I couldn't stop myself from buying it. So yeah, I might end up skipping the next few costume passes if I don't like the costume. I'm definitely not gonna buy the Ace Pass anymore because I realize it's a little bit expensive for the price. And yeah, I think for sure now my character's progression is gonna slow down a lot, because in terms of damage, I guess the biggest gain for me, other than getting my choice fate to level 36 in PvE, will be getting these two dumb red sigils up, these two at least level 2 and these two at least level 2 or 3. That's gonna be a journey. But yeah, I guess all I can do now is just stockpile my Neons and wait for Baffle Booty to come back and just all in and try and get as many impales as I can, and hopefully maybe get some rebate, maybe second prize or please first prize will help me a lot in terms of my character progression, because I have reached the end point for my PvE feathers at least. Eventually I will be swapping out the sky for my light tier. For my lights, once the tier is slightly higher, maybe about 13, I'll be putting them in, or maybe 12 I'll put them in. I'm not sure about that. I have to test out and see. But yeah, I should be getting quite a fair bit more attack from it, because at tier 10 it's already 36 P attack and 1% P damage. So once again, do let me know if I missed out on anything, and if you guys would like to see anything else from my character. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Bye bye.